Great out. So first of all, my name is Tim. I am from School of Architecture and Design. We're from Bangkok, Thailand. And I actually studied communication design there, recently graduated, now I'm working there. So before we begin, I would like to know a bit more about you. So most of you are in grade 12? Yes, and are any of you in 11? Okay, so 11 and 12. Great. So, do you like to make things? Yeah. Yes? Right? Do you want to design stuff like buildings or? Yeah? Alright, awesome. Do you like to be creative, artistic? Alright, awesome. Then these programs might be suitable for you. Just to clarify, kmutt stands for kmutt University of Technology. The team that we came here is specifically from School of Architecture and Design. We have a bunch of other faculties. If you're interested, these are all international. Some of these don't accept undergraduate, but anyway, if you have other interests, we have a booth up there and you know where to find me. So we're specifically from School of Architecture and Design. We have 6 programs, 3 architecture-related programs: architecture, interior architecture, and landscape architecture. And then 3 design-related programs: design innovation, previously known as industrial design or product design, and communication design. It's more like visual communication or a bit of sound design as well. And media. I will talk a bit about media. It's quite a unique program. So first of all, architecture. All architecture programs at School of Architecture and Design are 5 years. And that is because it's under the accreditation of Architecture Council of Thailand. What it means is you can directly go for the license exam as soon as you finish. Because as an architect, you need a license to have your own practice. So the architecture programs at SOAD is very experimental. In a sense that you have to make a lot of things by hand. You have to, we care a lot more about design compared to construction. Of course, we care about the construction side of it, but we're very much more design focused and experiment focused. And as you can see, so these are some things that we might call conceptual models. So we ask the students to make conceptual models until they finally get some strong concept out of it and they make a final one. Here is just a few sample works. These are from third-year students. And then next up, interior. Interior architecture, very similar to architecture, but they focus a lot more on the details, the interior of it. So here in Laos, I think a lot of interior programs are called interior design. This one is interior architecture, and the difference is interior design usually, for example, if there's a room like this, they would only consider how to make this room better. Interior architecture, they would consider other matters, such as would you break the wall to make the interior better, or would you install windows? Would you? So they have more authority to change the architecture itself as well. So this is a good example of what interior architecture can be like. Usually if you go to shopping malls, the rooms are basically empty, right? And you have to design, interior designers, interior architects, they design the stores. And here are some public spaces, some examples of what interior designers deal with. Like, for example, this is something we call a pavilion, like a pavilion design. You will see some examples in this for the student labs. And this is actually a competition-winning design by one of the students. I think you are having more and more service apartments, condominiums around here. step is landscape. Now we have a building, we have the interior. We now have someone to design. We now need someone to design the exterior of it. So landscape architecture are quite a unique kind of architecture because they're not necessarily building things. They're making spaces, building spaces. And in relation to nature, so they care a lot about nature. They have to be aware of how what they make would affect the nature and the ecosystem as well. So a lot of classes for landscape architecture actually happen outside the class. This is near our campus on a field trip. And they would learn from the trees, the nature, and the environment. And this is a very nicely made graph because here you can see the architecture, right? And so they're just considering all these elements of the ecosystem and how to make it cohesive, how to make it not affected by man-made things, right? How to make nature not affected by man-made buildings. So this is the landscape architecture program. Next step is design innovation. Design innovation, previously known as industrial design. The reason why we changed the name to design innovation is because lately we now consider digital items products as well. So it's not just physical items like these that are products. The apps that you use on your phone, the websites that you visit, all of these are considered products. So when we're designing these, we're not just making chairs look nice, we're not just making toys look nice. There's a lot of user understanding towards who's going to use it, how it's going to be used, and analysis as well. So this is a good example. Who do you think are these cookies? What kind of elements do you see?
Blind people.
Sorry?
Blind people.
Blind people, exactly, yes. So you can see the dots, right, on each cookie. So that's braille. And each cookie had a different flavor. And that's how the blind people can tell what flavor they're eating. And of course, there are a bit more craft related classes as well, like jewelry design. And UI UX, are you familiar with the term UI UX?
User interface.
User experience. That has to do with all these apps that you use, the video games or the websites. And so it's a quite diverse program. I would say it's up to you to choose what kind of direction you want to go with, as long as you make things up. Next step is communication design program. That's what I studied. So I may be biased. So communication design, we're not making products, we're creating something. Ultimately, we're thinking of how to successfully communicate to an audience, how to give a message to an audience. The works can be, it's another diverse program, like the students are all I specialize in graphic design and type design. But I have friends who specialize in making things, but also photography, a bit more graphic design, illustration. That one is typography. This one is from an animation class. Second year students have to make a stop motion film. And so by first year, it's all about fundamentals. Second year, third year, you explore a lot. And by fourth year, the final year, you start to realize what you like and what you don't like. So by final year, the students have to pick a topic, and they make their research, and they have to create one big project over 1 year. So, and by then, the works become very diverse. These are all my friends' works. This is an illustrative series. This one is a 3D animation about consent. That one is actually really fun. That one is about the evolution of Thai curse words. How curse words have changed over time and it means sound for different people. This one is about algorithm in your phone. That's why it's a vertical animation film. Alright, next up is MIDI. MIDI is, in short, have you seen the K-drama startup? No? Some of you have. So startup is basically thinking of what your society needs and what can you bring in. So I know that you now have vending machines here, right? Vendi. So Vendi is a startup for Laos because Laos never had a vending machine, right? So in this program, you're not just learning design, you're not just learning business nor technology, but you're learning all of those. So as a student, you may pick what suits you the best. They're like, okay, I'm a bit more stronger minded for business. Then you may go for a business focused course because as a student, you can choose any topic. These are only a few examples. You can choose any of the topics. But also, you can choose your own track, like what kind of learning path you want to take. One unique thing is you can even, if you have a family business, you can take that business into school, talk to your professors, and then plan your own curriculum according to that. The third track is if there are any corporation that you're interested, then the teachers, we can try to reach out to them as well. So this is the tagline for them, not a business degree, but a business with a degree, because by the end, by 4 years, you will have to show a business. So this is all the programs we have. If you're interested, you may come and talk to me after this presentation or upstairs. I'll be there. This is what we like to call in Thai. There's a word called plunge. Are you familiar with that word? I'm not sure how to say it in Thai. So it's like play around, right? So that's what we like to do there. We like to plunge. It's like a really bad pun, I guess. But this is an actual classroom. That's what it looks like. And it's usually very messy. The students do whatever they want. This is an actual class happening. Very chill, so like actual classroom. These are the classrooms that we use a lot. These are open spaces. Each student get their own spot and they put their works there to present, or they just put the works on the wall and stuff like that. This is a form of printmaking class. And these are the actual student works. They actually have to, these are for interior architecture students. They actually have to make things that we can use on campus. And this is, again, another actual class happening. So you can see all sorts of class, a lot of classes actually do not happen in a classroom situation. So we like to, anyway, yeah, so that is School of Architecture and Design. 6 programs. I hope you learned something or you found something that you might find interesting. On the back of the brochure, there is a list of requirements. One thing that we care a lot about is the portfolio, the underlined personal statement and portfolio. So we actually brought a few portfolio samples upstairs on the table. If you would like to know more about making portfolios, I run a portfolio workshop as well. You may come find me and see the examples. All right? Cool. Thank you for coming.
ยิ้มแน่ยิ้มแน่ยิ้มแน่นั่นแหละยิ้มแน่ยิ้มแน่ยิ้มแน่ยิ้มแน่ยังนั่นแหละยิ้มแน่ยิ้มแน่นั่นแหละนี่แหละหางยิ้มแน่ยิ้มแน่ยิ้มแน่นี่น้องยิ้มแย้มแจ่มใสว่าอย่างนี้แหละนี่ไผ่นี่คนงานคนนี้มันไผ่นี่
มักสั่งถึงในตัวนั่นแหละ
ยิ้มแน่